Hey everyone, so this is a follow-up to that fimfiction debacle. I don't know if people don't know that. It was basically something I dealt with years ago where I wrote on fimfiction to try and self-medicate and get some emotional support during a rough time in my life. And people continuously vote bombed, wouldn't even tell me what was wrong when I literally asked them and why they were doing this. I went to several different sites to try and get feedback, and that was a nightmare in and of itself. I had one writing group literally tell me in front of everyone so unprofessionally that, oh, don't submit unfinished fics. And another one banned me without even reading the damn thing. So that was fun. And it still didn't make any difference because they still kept doing it. I tried to appeal to their humanity and say, this is hurting me, stop. They doubled down. So clearly I have no humanity to appeal to. And the real kicker was when I got fed up and after 5 years on and off of dealing with this crap, and I said, you guys suck and I'm done with you. I'm better than you because I don't do that in my spare time and you do. People like this, and actually including this asshole, came out of the woodwork and basically said, oh, well, you're freaking, you deserve what you got. You're making this up. You're being a drama queen. You're lying about being disabled to try and get sympathy. No proof was ever given. This guy called me toxic and abusive. Never backed it up when he freaking was called out on why I was supposedly those things. Always just conveniently changed the question. I think he just uses big words to try and get the idiots on fimfiction to side with him. And to be fair, they're brain dead morons, so it probably works. And several people went out of the woodwork to vote bomb every single one of my fics. And keep in mind, 1,000 people saw that post, not one of them offered any meaningful support, yet they had no problem being assholes. So this is the type of stuff we're dealing with. And you might think, oh, this is in the past, get over it. This is a recent post that this motherfucker did. So this loser is still on the site, trolling and acting like an asshole. I don't even think he has any freaking things posted. I think he just does stuff like this because he thinks he's funny. He's not. So he says, just randomly checking in to see if you're still ironically on the site and I'm still rent-free in your head. And apparently yes to both. Actually, I didn't think about you until I checked the site on another person's profile that was defending me. Alt account, I know, maybe sad, but why I had to make my own support since people there weren't giving me my support. That was my situation. And so this guy, and I really haven't thought about you until I just randomly checked that alt account and saw you post it again. You know what I was doing when you posted this? I was storm chasing, seeing tornadoes. What the fuck were you doing? Probably sitting in mommy's basement trolling Reddit. So who's the loser here? And you're still the sad little bully you ever were. I love it when people think that people who lash out are bullies when they're at their wits' end. I also find it ironic that he thinks that he's not a bully when he goes out of his way to kick people who are down and seems to get some sort of sick enjoyment out of it. I mean, say what you want about me. You're not in any position to be calling someone else a bully, buddy. And I will say, I definitely said some mean things to him in the past. I was just done at that point. And I'm through pulling punches with awful people like this. They want to fucking play hardball, I'm game. Again, I tried being nice. I tried being reasonable. These people didn't listen to me. They made it clear they don't have any interest. So why should I be nice to people like this who are sick in the head and think this type of behavior is somehow okay? Why should I be nice to these people who would just as easily tell me to kill myself and not lose any sleep? I don't think they deserve it. I think they deserve to hear what people really think about them without any sensibility, without any censorship, without any punches pulled. This is what we think of you. Frickin' change yourself. So this is my response. Old name, I know. Suppose their head is better than the cardboard box you likely live in, lol. Either that or mommy's basement. Probably true. Also, if you comment here, clearly they're living rent-free in their head, too, so who really won, kiddo? I mean, I'm not letting on these are alt accounts. He knows, but, I don't want to give him that satisfaction of letting him know he's right. So basically I'm saying, you're the one who freaking commented here last, and no one replied to you, so who's living in whose head rent-free? But don't worry. Yeah, but don't worry. I'm sure you'll just cherry pick parts of this to make yourself look in the right instead of doing an actual argument, because with how you act, you make play money poker players look smart, lol. It really is true. I think fimfiction makes play money poker players look intelligent by comparison. And I was actually wrong about this. He didn't cherry pick. He responded maturely. And no, of course, I was completely right. That's exactly what he did. New account. Why do you always switch users? I know it's the same person. Why? Because you think anyone who's smarter than you is the same person? Because that's a large part of the population, fuckface. I see that no amount of time will ever make you less of a terrible person. Yeah, okay, so who's the real terrible person? The person who goes around and picks cicadas off the parking lot so they don't get squished? Or the person who goes around posting shit like this to people who are people for no damn reason? Who's the terrible person? The person who, I'm trying to think, like, what else I do? I remember I used to make severe weather alerts. I would call out people who were telling people to kill themselves in YouTube comments. I would try to be supportive. You know, it's just, I'm not a terrible person. You are. And even if I am, I'm certainly not as bad as you, bucko. It just, again, he just resorts to these blanket statements because he can't come up with an actual argument. Why am I a terrible person? I don't know. You're just terrible. The sheer irony of you calling someone else terrible when you've shown nothing even remotely resembling a redeeming quality in any of the comments you've left to me or my friends here. All you've done is kick people when they're down and try to gaslight them into thinking they're wrong when they call you out on it. It's pathetic and disgusting. I think that kind of covers it, because that's all he does. He tries to gaslight people into thinking they're the wrong when they have every right to be mad and fed up with the way that people have been treating them. But then again, I don't know what else I expect from the user base of this site. Yeah, I mean, a large number of them are fucking pedos, so that's a good start. I didn't realize this when I joined, but that's the truth. There's also the fact that none of them saw any problem with bashing me, but when I asked for support, none of them could give it to me, so clearly being decent's above their pay grade. Suppose I should thank you, though. Every interaction you have with me just proves even more that abandoning this sinking ship was correct. Say hello to me from under the sea as you and the other toxic Redditors on here ride this wreck down to the depths of hell. Meanwhile, I'll be actually making something of myself and helping others who, unlike you and the pedos on the site who seem to enjoy making others for no reason, actually deserve assistance. Seriously, why not go bother said pedos for a bit? They're actually writing sexual content about minors, which you know is an actual crime. Unlike anything I've done here, or is wasting your time attacking people like me just so appealing you can't help but keep doing that instead. I believe the term burned applies there. But he's too stupid to fucking understand that. Perhaps you could read your own words and see how terrible you come across to other people. Yeah, I'm so terrible. I bash pedophiles. I'm a horrible person. Fucking arrest me. Seriously. What, you know, I was reasonable. It's like these people who say, oh, stop crying, when you're not crying. You're just criticizing people calmly. And they say, stop crying. You clearly are too unintelligent, or you just don't want to comprehend that that's not what people are doing. And I'm sorry, if people still can't understand what I'm saying after I try to be reasonable with them, I try to elaborate calmly and decently, maybe not decently, but like calmly and well-wordedly what I'm feeling, and they still can't understand that and still act like I'm terrible, then they're stupid and that's a them problem. I'm tired of trying to change who I am and change how I present things to people who just don't even want to listen, and it made it clear countless times that they have no intention of trying. I decided to come here looking here in the hope there were no more comments, because you and your Aldigans have moved on with your life after the lax interaction a year ago. I have moved on with my life. I haven't thought about you in quite some time, actually. Hey, you came back here, so who hasn't moved on, broski? Because you were being seriously unhealthy. Shit, I wonder if people like you kicking me when I'm down and not listening when I'm basically drowning and asking for some amount of help could have anything to do with that. Instead, I find you talking crap about me behind my back, which I don't tolerate, and neither would anyone else. Is it crap if it's the truth? You're an asshole. If people call you an asshole behind your back and you are an asshole, is that talking crap or is that speaking the truth? Literally, anyone watching this who's not a complete fucking piece of shit, does this guy deserve to be praised behind his back? Or maybe people have every right to vent about how he's treating them and call him out for his behavior. And again, you've been throwing a tantrum for years now, and calling it my fault will make it better. Yeah, because when people treat you like shit and you stand up for yourself, that's throwing a tantrum. Remember what I said about people saying, oh, you're just crying? Oh, you're just whining when you're just calmly explaining things? You clearly just are too stupid to understand what I'm actually saying. So your words are irrelevant. I don't talk to idiots and try to make them understand. I don't go to flat earth conventions or anti-vax groups and try to explain why they're wrong. They're not going to understand what I'm saying, even if I explain it flawlessly, because they don't understand it or they don't want to listen. talking crap or telling the truth? Besides, what do you care what we say? As you said before in this thread to Richard, no one will read this, much less care. Exactly. Because you want to make it seem like no one cares about us when that's just not true. It's just true on this site because people here suck, but that's a them problem. So what's it to you as long as we aren't making criminal allegations? You're just a jerk who can't admit he was wrong and keeps doubling down instead, all while failing to see that it isn't working, nor will it ever, because I'm a stubborn motherfucker and I refuse to be gaslit. And imagine calling someone lashing out at their wits end a tantrum. You're the type to accuse people who say they're suicidal of making it up for attention. I firmly believe that. You just call me toxic when I'm at my wits end and say I'm throwing a tantrum when I'm drowning on the Titanic and need someone to pull me to safety. And I'm reaching out for help and this is what I get. Because you're awful. And every single time you've said anything has just proven that more and more. And he hasn't replied yet. I'm sure he'll reply with a nice gem. Or he just won't reply because sometimes he just does that when he's been bested. Either way, this is what I've had to deal with on FimFiction from multiple people, not this extreme, but just this constant negativity and lack of understanding. And this is why I can't write anymore. And who could really blame me? When you put hours of your time and passion into something, and this is how people treat it, especially when you're trying to just get some support, why would you keep doing it? I mean, I'd rather play TF2. People there are assholes, but at least I sometimes have fun. This is just always draining me. Because every time I post, I have to see those downvotes pile up and feel even more that no one will ever understand me, nor will they even try to. And who wants to deal with that? I'd rather go somewhere else and just do anything else. Except get a frickin' anal probe. I don't want to do that. But anyways, people said they wanted to see more personal videos. Hopefully this is kind of what you were expecting. Fuck FimFiction, fuck the pedophiles on there, and fuck this guy. And fuck anyone like him.